what was this barren dust? Where did that happen upon the top? Oh yes, I see, clinging to lofty dreams, and this things come from wine most, wouldst thou not agree? Section 1.
The movie is called 𝗙𝗵𝗵. 𝗙𝗵𝗵.
Action! It's a story of a guy who doesn't have any direction in his life. He's had some bad luck.
And he had to coach this baseball team.
Kidding me, right?
Well, you know what's funny? I just watched Hardball, starring Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I just watched that last night, and it's funny to watch. These,
Did that hold up?
It's interesting to watch because it's
I
just
used to
like
love that movie.
It was great. I fucking cried, dude.
G-Baby?
When G-Baby died,
When
bro. I
G-Baby
fucking
died?
cried, dude.
My favorite line in that was when the chubby kid got beat up. And he's like, I could tell they were banditos because they had taco breath.
I could tell they were banditos because they had taco breath. And they called me hombre.
So yeah, it doesn't really hold up in that sense of like you watch it and you're just kind of like, it's weird watching people trying to figure out race through movies to where it's like, it's Keanu Reeves and he's like a gambling Irish. They're saying like hardened Irish guys kind of understand black people, and he like shows up to practice and he's like, "Do you guys ever stop and think about maybe not being mean to each other?"
New rule! No one can say anything bad to anyone else on the field. Got it?
All the black kids are like, "Huh, good idea."
Yeah.
And then the one part where the kid who's like you couldn't get on the team because of his grades, he has to like read the book to get on the team, and they're like, "What'd you think about A Wrinkle in Time?" And he's like, "That lady's dumb." And she's like, "Tell me what you think, otherwise I'll call your mom and say you didn't read it." And it's like a dramatic pause, and he was like, "That lady's dumb because where I'm from, no one's dad comes back."
That girl Meg is dumb. That girl and our mom is both tripping. Cause where I'm from, do nobody father come back.
And then it's like the end scene, and was like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's funny watching that. Is like that was it back then. Like, they're like, you got to go coach the crack babies.
Connor O'Neill, coach of the crack babies.
That was how people were like, they were watching that and they're like, perfect. This is such a good movie. It's a good message. And if you watch it now, you're like,
little on the nose there.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, bro. Their film of the projects is fucking, it's like as if a white guy was like heard of the projects and was like, now write about
like
it.
Fires and
dude, cars are on fire.
Yeah,
there's like a car fire like every other block. There's just dudes with 40s and like, what's up, my mom?
Yelling at kids.
It's like a kid walks in, they just like smack his fucking face, get the fuck out of the way. But yeah, that movie I watched and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
and
Donald Trump watched that and was like, we gotta clean up these projects.
Well, that's what fucking Eastbound and Down was making fun of. When he takes all the young little black kids.
Team?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
I watch it. I'm like, fuck, that show's so funny.
When he gives them that equipment and then a kid steals it, and then Stevie rides the motorbike after him, he's like, motherfucker's an assassin.
That motherfucker's an assassin. So let that be a lesson to you guys, all right?
I love that, dude. Stevie flies on that
But it's
thing.
funny now to be like, that was like the way we were trying to figure out race, and now it's like Get Out, and it's like those race movies have been in the pipeline for a minute, dude. They used to be a lot more like under the hand of white dudes being like, and then we came and taught you savages how to play baseball. And it's like, now it's like, no, you're the savage. And it's weird to watch.
No, true.
Watch fucking Hardball again, dude.
Glory? Did you ever see Glory? About the Black Civil War?
No, I was thinking
Unit.
that. Oh, I was thinking of Fury.
Ferris Bueller helped him out. It was
Didn't
like
see
Denzel. I think Denzel won Best Supporting Actor in that.
Did he really?
I think.
And the Oscar goes to Denzel Washington in Glory.
Huh.
Pretty good movie.
Was it good?
But it's also like, actually, that one was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was like the white guy was learning from them.
Yeah.
You know?
Sick. That's a sick genre. White guys learning from other people.
Yeah.
Like, wait, I like your ways.
I watched the beginning of, I watched Lincoln again. And at the beginning of that, there's a nice black guy teaching Lincoln a moment.
Really?
It was nice. Like, yeah, these two black guys are talking to Lincoln, these soldiers, and then two white soldiers come up and they're like, we saw you at Gettysburg. And then they recite the Gettysburg Address. And they're like, oh, we forget the last line. And they all walk away. Then the black guy finishes it.
Oh, yeah.
As he walks away from Lincoln.
Yeah.
That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people.
Just saying it out loud, and Lincoln's like, huh, never thought of it that way. Thanks.
Yeah, that's my favorite genre, dude, of white guy going to an alien culture and being like, wait, your ways are so good.
Yeah.
Teach me them.
Pocahontas, fucking
Pocahontas is
Avatar.
sick.
Avatar was just Pocahontas.
I honestly stand alone in loving Avatar. I bought a big screen TV just to watch Avatar on it at home because I had an Avatar documentary. I had the DVD when I was married. It was like my ex-wife had that on DVD. Finally, we got it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch Avatar, and put it in. DVD was scratched. I was like, fuck.
Avatar sucks.
And I was talking, anyone I talked to about, they're like, what was your favorite movie? And I was telling like,
You said your favorite movie.
I say Avatar. For a while, I was like, dude, Avatar is easily my favorite movie. And people were just like, that movie fucking sucks. And I'm like, nah, it's fucking sick.
Were you
dude.
high when you saw it?
Probably.
Yeah, that helps.
I just thought
there was all that, like,
the graphics were awesome. Yeah,
Great graphics and you're high.
I watched Avatar and I'm like, this is kind of what it looks like when you're tripping on mushrooms. And I was like,
yeah,
nice job, James Cameron.
Cameron,
favorite movie.
Killer Cam, dude. Is that who directed it?
James Cameron.
Yeah. When the Avatar fucks, that's pretty hot. When they fuck with their hair.
That was awesome. All the flowers start blinking.
Yeah,
and shit.
that was hot.
I stand by Avatar.
You could jerk off to that.
Yeah.
You could jerk off to that scene.
Those Avatar people are hot as fuck.
Yeah, they were hot.
I love that shit.
I'll give him that. Cameron got that right.
Yeah, James Cameron.
It was like, how do I make hot aliens?
Boom.
Nailed it.
Blue skin is the hottest alien.
Yeah,
complexion.
give him tits.
I seen
Jackpot.
pornos like that. Actually,
nippleless tits on blue skin. Pointless tits.
Barbie tits. Let me see them.
Hey guys.
Why is he blue now? Is it cold on that planet?
Is that Signori Weaver?
That's not how you say it.
Well, she shouldn't be smoking. She's a handsome woman, and that'll ruin her fast.
Is unobtainium very easy to obtain?
I know you feel like that. Cause I feel the same way every day, man. Listen. I know you feel like that. But you gotta understand, all my native people. That's why we gotta love that sweet. You gotta
sirens going off in the Rodriguez corner to try and get their man back in this fight. But here comes Cannonier.
Oh, he's putting on the pressure now. He needs to just stay on RoboCop here. Be careful.
Oh, body shot.
Beautiful.
Massive shot here from the Killer Gorilla. He is unshakable from the top 7.
Wow.
It is a big win for the 40-year-old. Don't count him out yet. In his 8th main event, he stops Gregory Rodriguez.
All right, let's take a look at some of the work from the Killer Gorilla. Look at that left hook, steps in, right hand right behind it, just starts unleashing on Rodriguez. Nice jab, switching stances, keeping him confused here. Oh, nice body work as well. Big right hook, just on him, relentless, showing that he's got the tank to go these 5 rounds. Sticking that jab, looking fantastic yet again. Unreal. What a way to come back from that tough first round.
Didn't you want that pen?
That's all she wrote.
Have some detract. But I could see you having like a spot one day in Mexico that you go to and enjoy. Instead of going to Jamaica all the time.
He thinks it's Puerto Rico.
I could, yeah, you could tell people it's Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But I could see you having like a nice spot in Mexico.
Can't do Mexico.
Really?
Why not?
The only reason I like to travel is to eat good food.
Interesting.
And Mexican food is just like, the best Mexican food is in America. And
is that true though?
Kind of.
Maybe. I agree with you. Like San Diego and San Antonio.
Yeah, dude. The best street tacos I've ever had in my entire life, San Diego. Incredible.
Yeah.
And I got sick in Mexico. Twice I've been to Mexico, and I got sick both times.
Interesting.
Eating fucking whatever, or eating the ice.
Is it because the meat is just not a good quality, or the water?
I think it's the water, dude. I think whatever it is, and I think you got to be used to the bacteria and shit in the water. I don't know, dude. I just seems kind of fucking low rent to me.
Yeah. Well, there's that. It was a suggestion, but you're right. You're right. They're monsters.
I've moved on from Jamaica though. I mean, I still go to Jamaica.
Where is the new spot?
Maybe Costa Rica.
Interesting.
Costa Rica's a shit.
Interesting.
Nick, have you been to Costa Rica?
No, I've only been to Puerto Rico. But
Puerto Rico sucks.
No, Puerto Rico's awesome. I think Puerto Rico's like the perfect, it's close.
Right.
Yeah, you can go to Puerto Rico for a fucking weekend and you're not going to feel like, oh, there's all this extra stuff I could have done.
Right.
Yeah, you got it.
No, you
go
did.
in, you get
There's no extra
a day and
stuff.
a half. You get it all.
You go to the beach. You go. There's like there's 3 blocks of downtown Old San Juan that you can look at, and then that's it. There's nothing else there. There's cockfighting and like maybe like they have this like bootleg jungle that you can go to.
What's good about Puerto Rico?
The Yunque rainforest.
Well, it's funny because
it's like fake.
Yeah, well, I guess they tell you they're like Puerto Rico is like a natural island, so it doesn't have any like big like animals or flora or fauna or whatever. But I'm like, is that how islands work? I felt, as in the Galapagos Islands, don't they have like the biggest turtles in the world?
Huge iguanas.
Yeah, I think Puerto Rico just kind of sucks.
They have shitty animals.
They have shitty animals. Like, their whole thing is like this frog, and you go into the jungle.
The 𝗂𝗄𝗄.
Yeah, the 𝗂𝗄𝗄, and you go into the jungle, and the whole time the tour guide's talking about like they're building up this frog that's on all their branding.
Yeah.
And
this is how much it sucks. It's a little fucking tree frog.
Little frog.
And we get to the end of the walking tour in the jungle, and the tour guide's like, okay, so and now we'll show you the frog. And there's like a tree stump that's open. They're like, we have to be quiet so we don't disturb it. And this lady looks into the tree stump, and then she's like, okay, he's not here. there's no.
The end.
Yeah, it was all leaves. It was basically, we saw a different type of leaf.
Well, half of Puerto Rico is that it's I forget what it is. It's either St. Regis, the Dorado. Is it Four Seasons, St. Regis? They have like this like development for people that want to pay 4% tax rate.
Mm-hmm.
So Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Peter Schiff, that guy who's like the economist, who's all of the people that don't want to pay federal taxes in the U.S.
Yeah.
They pay like 4%. The Ritz-Carlton Reserve, it's just a bunch of rich people that go like, they pay 4% taxes.
There was also like Bitcoin guys trying to turn on Puerto Rico.
Tons of them.
That main guy, Brock, what's his name? The one that'll like go after you if you...
Lesnar.
No.
UFC guy, right?
No, Brock Pearson or something. He was in like Mighty Ducks. He was a child actor. I can't remember the story, but
Brock Pierce.
He was a child actor. I think he was in Mighty Ducks. I can't remember, but he got caught up in this scheme in like 99, 2000 with this guy who was like a pedophile.
He was in Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, so he got caught up in the scheme with this other. It was him and two other guys. But one main guy was like, he ran a production company that Bryan Singer invested in.
Ooh.
That would like convince young boys. They did like Real World with 12-year-old boys, but then they were like raping the kids and making child pornography. And the one guy got caught, but Brock Pierce, like, I guess kind of skated. So on Twitter, like, then Brock Pierce, that was his story. He was in Mighty Ducks, and then he got caught up in this pedophilia thing.
Is there proof to this, or is,
yes.
or is this
no,
a
no,
lawsuit coming?
No. This is like 20 years ago. No,
I just want to know exactly
this
what
is
we're in
like
for.
this is like pre-Pizzagate stuff.
Okay.
This was back like Hollywood is filled.
Is this like that Open Secret documentary?
Yes. Yeah. I think this is part of that's in there. But
D-E-N. Yeah. I get this.
Right. Yeah.
Garth Ancier.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Ancier, and then
Gary Goddard, maybe.
Gary Goddard maybe sort of was involved, but there was a guy named like it wasn't Mark David Chapman, but he had a name like that. That he was
Mark
Rector.
Mark David Rector.
Damn, your brain still works.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
I saw this documentary.
I couldn't remember the name of Argentina yesterday. I kept saying Argentina.
I don't remember that stuff, but white pedophiles, I remember.
Damn, how did you pull it? Mark David Rector.
Because that's there's a whole documentary.
When was the last
Open Secret?
When was the last time you saw Open Secret?
I don't know, 7 years or whenever. it came out.
Well, that's what I mean. You remember a name from that? Who's the agent? Mark Weiss.
Which agent?
There was an agent that was like that's the one that's mainly featured in that.
That I don't know, but I know that documentary came out and it was ignored. Everyone in Hollywood ignored it, but it was damning. It was incredibly damning. It was a kid sitting in a drive-thru of like Del Taco calling these guys going, "Why did you rape me?" And they were like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah,
that was the die. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, literally, he's like, "Remember when you raped me?" And they're like, "Hey, come on, stop." You know, we had fun too, or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like sitting in a drive-thru.
Yeah, no, the documentary is insane, but on that when that came out, people would go after Brock Pierce, who had reinvented himself as a Bitcoin guy.
Yeah.
And he's like somebody.
Me and Nick should give the tours of Puerto Rico. When you come, you just hear this. There's a bunch of people sitting there like, fuck the frog. We're like, it's pedophiles, it's Bitcoin.
Well, Brock Pierce was offering like $50,000 bounties to anybody that could like unmask whoever was calling him a pedophile on Twitter.
Interesting.
Which means if he's paying that much to get the information, he's paying that much to have this person fucking killed also.
So he's got a lot of Bitcoin.
He was like an early investor.
Yeah, he bought on the dip. That's what you're saying.
Well, that's the thing is because he's like the whole point when Bitcoin started, people were like, "Oh, this is for pedophiles and drug addicts,"
right?
And then fucking so pedophiles and drug addicts were like, "Well, I guess
this is dark web."
Well, they're
money
like
on the dark web.
Was it all dark web originally?
And that was the
thought.
That was the
Perception.
use case for it was buying drugs or child pornography.
You want to get someone killed? Oh, I want to get hire a hitman to kill my wife.
So the worst
pay her in Bitcoin. Pay him in Bitcoin.
The worst kinds of people you can imagine. Yeah, somebody trying to kill their wife or a pedophile. Those were the de facto early retail investors.
The early adapters.
And then there had to have been somebody that a lot of them. There's now a whole world of secret millionaire pedophiles who couldn't figure out how to use Silk Road, who bought Bitcoin to buy child pornography, then couldn't figure out how to use the Tor browser, and now they've found a thumb drive.
And they all live in Puerto
Rico. They're like,
oh.
No, literally, they all moved there because
they're
like,
all in Puerto Rico staring at that frog going, I wish you were a kid.
Yeah, right. They're like, well, I don't want to, they're like, I don't want to pay taxes on this. You know, I just bought this shit years ago. So
I love the idea of being a pedophile. You have the Bitcoin and you can't use the browser. You're just like, and you can't call tech support.
Well, Tor is kind of hard to use.
I imagine.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like, that's the idea that you can't just call someone over and go, hey. There's no Geek Squad.
Hi,
I don't even know
Amazon customer support.
Right.
How are you doing, Mr. Brock? Yeah, I'm good. Listen, I'm a pedophile, and I figured out how to buy the Bitcoin. But how do I use the Tor browser to purchase child pornography?
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Brock is.
Okay, I'm sorry you're having trouble with this, Mr. Brock. We want to thank you again for being an Amazon Prime subscriber, and happy holidays to you. We will look into that. Those guys are the best.
Yeah.
And so I was saying that like somewhat recently, but I remember how mad, and I don't think it's that like xenophobia has went away.
Yeah.
Remember how fucking irrationally mad people were at the Indian like customer service department?
No, anybody who doesn't speak English at all.
No.
Like, I get furious.
Well, maybe you're
like,
bad.
Like, no, but because in my mind, I'm going like, why would you? Why would you put this person on the phone? This is the only thing they have to do. It's like a prank.
Well, this is my point.
It is putting them in the line of fire sometimes.
This is my point, though.
But the Indians are very friendly.
The Indians, everyone would get mad at the Indians, but now nobody complains about it now that it's the Filipinos.
Oh, yeah, the Indians are much better.
No, the Indians are much worse.
Wait a minute, than the Filipinos?
Nobody complains about the Filipinos. They're so much better.
Dude, if I call any customer
mainly-
service and they hear an accent, I hang up immediately and I call right back and try to get a white person.
What makes the Philippine, and by the way,
It's
this is
that they
off
call-
YouTube,
it's-
buddy, so go watch Nick's special, but what makes the Filipinos so much better than the Indians?
Literally just calling you Mr. or Mrs. your first name. Because
Okay.
then it makes you feel like Donald Duck or Mickey
Right.
Mouse, and then, you know, it's like, it's so disarming.
Okay.
You know?
I think the Indians have gotten better.
Yeah.
In the time that they've done this. They were really terrible. Like they'd be like, hello, my name is Josh. But now they've gotten, I feel like, better and they're more.
Well, yeah, I feel like they lie about their names a little
They
less.
have to. They give them fake names.
That's woke culture.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, my best bud, Nick Mullen, everybody.
Did anybody just like trick themselves into thinking they were getting smarter because they were paying attention to politics over the last 10 years? I did that. I'm like, oh yeah, I must be getting more mature. I must be a genius now because I know about politics. No, they just got dumber. Like I've legitimately, in the last 2 years, I've had moments where I have been looking at a picture of Hunter Biden's penis on my phone. Like just fucking, no. Is it really? Okay. And then someone will come out and be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm reading the fucking news, okay? Are you guys transphobic? That's the new way to be angry. That's wild that they whipped everybody up into a fervor about that. People didn't even know what transgender was 5 years ago. They're like, something new, not on my watch. They're just fucking mad about it. But yeah, they're going crazy. They're boycotting everything, saying everything's turning people gay. The Target one's the big one. I don't understand that boycott, because initially I thought it was over like Gay Pride Month, but Target's done Gay Pride forever. And then I looked into it more, and the conservatives are boycotting Target because of something called tuck-friendly bathing suits. Did you see that? That they're mad at tuck-friendly bathing suits? And that kind of shocked me, because I'm like, what the fuck is a tuck-friendly bathing suit? Like, do I just have the smallest dick in the entire world? That I can't imagine I would have a problem hiding my penis in a regular women's bathing. I've never looked at a woman's bathing suit and been like, yeah, no chance, dude, no way. Yeah, not gonna happen. And then apparently they're for children also. I can understand why they're mad. If I was in Target and I heard a lady being like, excuse me, my son's dick is too big for the bathing suit. I'd be like, I'm never coming back to this fucking store again. I'm going back to GameStop where I belong. Yeah, my son's penis is hanging out of the back. It's coming out. It's snaked around to the top. My son's giant penis. But yeah, I don't understand transphobia, you know? And I say I don't understand transphobia, and it sounds like I'm coming from a place of moral high ground. But really, I don't understand it like as an abstraction.
like on a conceptual level, you know? Like in the same way that I don't really understand gravity. You're like, you can explain it to me, but like I don't, like what is gravity? Like fat people just have a secret energy that for some reason the earth is like, that's the one, give me, I want his power, give it to me. And then the moon comes by and he's like, we meet again, and then they fight over him, and then somehow that's how women have periods, is how, what, gravity? And I guess, yeah, transphobia, same thing. Because I'll be honest with you, I kind of don't even really understand what a trans person is anymore. And I mean, I try to keep up, I try to be progressive and like read the definitions, but there's too many syllables, so I don't know what you're saying. I'm an idiot. I have to understand things in simple terms, right? And in basic terms, what is a trans person? Somebody that's so disappointed by their genitals that they're suicidal? Isn't that just fucking everybody in the world? Isn't that everybody? Every person that's ever lived? If I think about the amount of times in my life I've looked at my dick and said, fuck it, maybe I'll just kill myself. Maybe I'll just end it right now. And now they got a parade for guys like me? Great, I'll take that. You can keep the bathing suit, but I'll take that parade, pal. Now they're passing all these laws, these anti-trans laws. And it's weird, too, because none of them are consistent, right? Like, they each have a different fucked up law. Like, Tennessee will be like, they're not allowed to eat rich crackers anymore. We're taking that away. That's the Tennessee move, I guess. But, yeah, they all got them. North Carolina was the first. They passed the first anti-trans bill, HB 2, which banned trans people from every bathroom, which, that seems like the worst option, probably. They're gonna go to the bathroom somewhere, right? Now every time you step in dog shit in North Carolina, you gotta be like, I hope that was a dog. I hope that it's just maybe a Great Dane. It has that kind of give to it. Maybe it was Beethoven and not a very angry lady, hopefully. But yeah, no, they passed that bill, and it was funny, after North Carolina passed that bill banning trans people from the bathroom, then all of these like musicians, they were like, we're not going to perform there anymore, right? They boycotted North Carolina, and then Cirque du Soleil very publicly added their name to the list. They were like, no more French circus for North Carolina. Until you're nicer to trans people, we're not coming. And I was like, yes, definitely, totally. That is going to be the one, for sure. That'll be the straw that breaks that camel's back. Like, there's going to be some bigoted Southern lawmaker that's like, over my dead body. Will trans people use my bathroom? And someone's like, Mark, I have terrible news. We lost Cirque du Soleil. And he's like, not the French moms that suck each other off in the air. Not the Quebecois bodybuilders that oil each other up and have facsimile gay sex dangling from ribbons. I don't know if you've seen Cirque du Soleil, but Cirque du Soleil is what they think trans people are doing in the bathroom. That's what they imagine is happening. They're like, they're in there, they got a goddamn lion, there's a ring of fire. They got a laser show like a Tool concert. How am I going to explain that to my 8-year-old? I can't do it. Anyways. Yeah, I was down in the Carolinas somewhat recently because I had to get an abortion. I guess that's the other thing. You have to be careful bringing that up, too, now that that got taken away. That was sort of a doozy, right? You would think with all the trans stuff going on, women are like, whew, we're in the clear. And then they were like, not so fast. There we go. We will get you, too. Take away abortions. Yes. But yeah, that is a sensitive topic, and I don't really know what to say, you know, if you're a woman and it affects you, because there's nothing I can say. I can't fix it, right? I just have to be like, hey, you just gotta know it'll get better, you know? Yeah, you gotta keep the faith is what you gotta do. You gotta pray, honestly. You gotta say, dear God, please kill those kids. Because it's up to you now, God. And she'll do it, too. She'll do it. God will do it. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. God's a woman. In fact, I know that because I found out apparently half of all pregnancies end in abortion, which only a female God would allow, you know. And so, of course, when God does it, they don't call it an abortion, they call it a miscarriage, which is, I always thought that was a funny name for it, right? Like a miscarriage. Like it's just like your pussy just has like bad shocks. Yeah, it's sort of a bumpy ride. It just kind of fell out. So that's what it is. Goofy name. But yeah, like I said, I live in New York, so I don't ever have to worry about it. You can kill your baby forever in New York City. They'll never pass a law. In fact, now in New York City, they're doing this thing where if you're from like a real fucked up place, like Indiana, they'll fly you to New York and they'll put you in a hotel and pay for your abortion, which is cool, but it's also creating this like bizarre tourism industry in New York City. Where people like come to New York and get an abortion and then go see Hamilton in the same afternoon. They're like, well, we're already here. We might as well check it out. It'll be fun. I'll put a towel down. It'll be fun. Yeah. But that is good. That is good. I think it's good New York's doing that, helping people out in that way. I will say this, as a New Yorker, I'm a little concerned as to what impact those added abortions will have on our sewer system. And look, I'm not being crass. That's not a crude joke, but this is 100% true. You can look it up. The New York City sewer system is on the brink of collapse, right? It's a serious problem. It's all backed up with fat. And the reason for that, and I wish there was a more delicate way to put this, is because New York City is filled with Dagos. It's filled with, it is. It's filled with Italian people that just keep dumping olive oil down the kitchen sink all day long. They can't stop. They wake up, they're like, yeah, lasagna breakfast, and they jam it down the garbage disposal. They just do it all day long to the extent that they have to run fucking PSAs where they're like, please stop flushing ravioli down the toilet. You guinea moron, you're destroying the sewers. And then it all clumps up in the sewers, and it's very funny because in the PSAs they call the fat clumps, they call them fat bergs, which hilarious to blame it on the Jews, even though it's the Italians. To scapegoat them once again is very funny. But it's like, yeah, what happens when you add a bunch of fucking embryos to those things, you know? Because I don't know, I'm not a fucking scientist, but I'm pretty sure that's how you get the Ninja Turtles, I think. If I remember the plot of that movie correctly, I think that's how it went. Yeah, that's why they all got Italian names, right? That's where that yeah. My mom was an embryo, my dad was a bunch of gnocchi, and here I am. I'm fucking... Hey, I'm Leonardo, I guess. I'm the red mask one. I always confused their masks. I never understood why the Ninja Turtles had masks. That never made sense to me. What was the point of that? Like, who's gonna be like, hey, who was that guy that was just here? Did anyone get a good look at that man that was here earlier? If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say maybe one of the 4 mutant turtle men that have been going on. But I can't be sure. He had a mask on, so I don't know. It's crazy that those movies are still coming out. The Ninja Turtles movie? That's wild. That they're just like getting away with the Splinter voice still. You know what I mean? Like, there's one of those movies coming out in a month, and the turtles are like, let's go get Shredder, and then there's just a rat that's like, 1 second. Just nobody's mad. Nobody's mad at all. The studio's just like, what? It's a rat accent. I don't know why. That's how rats talk. And they make one of them a year. I don't know how they get away with that. But was I talking about abortion? Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. No, I had to go to the last time it happened. This is weird too. I keep catching bodies over the last couple of years, which kind of sucks because I'm old now. I'm not a young man, you know. And it didn't happen when I was young. I would have been like, whoo, thank God. But now every time I'm like, we can start a family, and they're like, no. No, sir. I'm not having a racist podcast, baby. That's not gonna happen. Yeah. But yeah, no, I had to go down to the Carolinas to do that, which felt bad at the time, but now I feel like I got like one of the last ones, probably. So now it feels awesome, right? It feels the same as the day I finally found PS5 at Best Buy. I'm like, yeah, I don't even play it. I'm just happy that someone else can't have it, but I do. This could have made a child happy, and I'm taking that away. There could have been a happy child, but now it's me. Now I'm happy. And I have PlayStation, which interestingly enough costs the same as an abortion. So that's cool. It's sort of it's the PlayStation abortion economy, I guess. So yeah, I had to get an abortion, which I keep saying that. Do you say I got an abortion if you're the man? Because I don't know because it stems from, you know, when like a couple is expecting a baby and the husband will be like, oh, we're pregnant. And then he'll touch the stomach. And the stomach touching has to stop. That's the fucking... Because it's condescending to me, right? Like, as if I don't know where the baby is. Like, if you're like, my wife's pregnant, I'm not going to be like, is it in her brain? I know where the fucking... You're just treating me like I've never had sex? Fuck you. I'll kill you and your wife. I don't care. I'll kill your whole family. I'll take your skin. I'll wear it in my car. I'll have my own family. Now I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant with my family. It's because I say stuff like that. That's why the abortions keep happening. But, yeah, no, it was crazy. Because I don't know, what do you say other than get? The only other option is I paid for an abortion, and I hate... But that makes me sound like a plantation owner. That's not fucking... I recently financed the death of a child. I managed to procure the funds to end the life of an infant. Terrible. But yeah, no, I went down there. I did the right thing. Fellas, I'm sure you've done the right thing before, which is, of course, handing over the $400 and then completely checking out emotionally while her hormones are ravaged for a week and you sit on the couch trying to watch Slapshot for the 35th time. While she cries and you go, what's wrong? Are you sad? I paid the $400. Why are you crying? Look, it's Paul Newman. But yeah, no, so I was down there, and like, you know, I mean, I have to travel to say all this bullshit, you know, on the road a lot, which seems, you know, the shows are fun, but being on the road, it's lonely, it sucks, and so in different towns, I usually try to find like a little museum or something to go do. Otherwise, I'll just kill myself in the hotel room with peanut M&Ms, most likely. Like a mini bar, just suffocating on peanut M&Ms. So I was down in South Carolina, and I had some time to kill, among other things, obviously. And so I was like, well, I'll go learn something, right? But it's South Carolina, not a very learned place. So there was no interesting museum. So what I ended up doing is I went on a $15 walking tour of, let's just call it a house built under questionable circumstances. It was a guy who's a slave owner's house. And then you go in and they're like, he owned the most slaves. And I'm like, don't say it like that. Why? Don't use that tone in describing it. It was a guy that owned like all of these fucking slaves. But then it was just like a house downtown. It wasn't like a farm. There was like nothing for them to do even. And it's like, that's got to be the worst guy to be during slavery. Is the guy that's just like, I just like collecting them. They're like Pokemon to me, basically. I'll stack them up, I'll feed them. And then me and my friends fight them. We fight them together to make them stronger. I don't know. That's crazy. That guy was probably just autistic, right? That's like... Because they didn't have, like, Funko Pops in 1820. If you had autism in the South in 1820, you were like, I have the most I have all of the slaves now in my house. They're like, yeah, Jeremy's been struggling in school, but we got him slaves. We got him slaves. And he's happy with his slaves. So, but yeah, no, that tour, the wildest thing happened on that tour, and I want to tell you guys about it because it kind of blew my mind because it was a tour group. I was with other people, and I was the only one that like reacted viscerally to this bizarre thing that happened on the tour. Because, we're doing the tour, and the tour guide, first of all, like, it was Paula Deen. It was Paula Deen. I wasn't like, hey, that looks like, it was Paula Deen. That's where she wound up after she got canceled, is tour guide at the slave owner's house. Which was an unfair cancellation, by the way. I should let you know that. I'm a Paula Deen truther. That was the only one I didn't agree with. She got hemmed up on bullshit. Because I don't know if you remember. You remember what she got canceled for? She got canceled for saying the N-word, which, hey, yeah, don't do that, right? That's bad. But the context is important because, well, here's why. Because, I'll explain. Because she didn't get caught saying the N-word, right? It wasn't like she was on a hot mic on her show being like, hey, y'all want to hear something funny? It wasn't like that. Here comes my favorite word. It wasn't, it's not a... No, it was during like a deposition. It was like a legal fucking bullshit thing, right? And a lawyer asked her, and she has to tell the truth. The lawyer said, have you ever said the N-word? And what Paula Deen said was, yes, I said the N-word one time 40 years ago. Which has got to be the record. That's the record. That is the record for least N-word said by someone with that accent, by a lady that sounds like that. One time. You remember the first time you heard Paula Deen? She's like, hey, y'all, we're cooking. You're like, fuck, hopefully food. It's the most racist lady I've ever heard in my life. Get in here. They got a racist on the Food Network now. She's just making her chef hat a little bit pointier. She's like, what if it was just a little... I know it's supposed to be poofy, but just a little, just a point, I'm not going to do the eyes, just the point. I just want the point part of it. You think she's probably not even the worst chef, honestly. I mean, honestly, think about it. Who do you think uses the N-word more? Both hard R and soft A inclusive, Paula Deen or Guy Fieri? Who? Which one? Which one? Which one? You know, as soon as those cameras stop rolling, you know they probably have to edit it out a lot. You know he's had like a fucking like triple bacon heart attack breakfast burrito and taken a bite and just been like, boo. Oh, yeah, that's a breakfast burrito right there. That is a fucking... They're like, yeah, Guy, you did it again. You fucking... I know it was a soft A, but you probably, I mean... It's the travel channel. I don't know. We're already in a lot of hot water with Paula Deen. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, so she's a tour guide at this slave owner's house now. And no, it was wild. It was crazy. I was doing this tour, and you're doing the tour, and maybe I'm 'spacey or something. I just kind of forgot that it was a slave owner's house because they don't really talk about it because it's South Carolina, so they're like, we still kind of think it was good. You know, they don't... Honestly, it was mostly, they're like, this is heart pine. That's what the banister's made out of. And you're like, oh, wow, okay. It was like a Fuddruckers from the 1800s, wasn't it? It's like commemorative plates on the wall and shit. So they don't really talk about the slavery thing until you get to the third floor of the house. And you get to the third floor of the house, and there is a dramatic tonal shift. And the tour guide, she starts getting quiet, right? She starts lowering her voice. And at the time, I thought she was getting quiet due to the emotional severity of what we were looking at. Because when you get up to the third floor, there's nothing on that floor except for this glass display case. And in the glass display case, they have these collars that have numbers on them that the slaves were forced to wear. And everybody's familiar with the history of slavery. But when you see physical evidence of it up close, it's like a very moving experience. You know, you start to cry, you get goosebumps. It's powerful to watch or witness, I guess. And like I said, the tour guide, she's getting quieter and quieter. And she says, and these were the collars that were put on the men and women that were forced to work in this house.
And on this floor, we have to keep our voices down because upstairs is the great-great-grandson of the man that built the house.
And I'm there with like 5 other people, and they're like, wow. And I'm like, can I have my $15 fucking back? Are you kidding me? What do you mean he's upstairs sleeping at 3 p.m.? Wake his ass up, get him down here, let's beat him to death with his shoes. That's fucking wild. That's like if you went to Auschwitz and they were like, that's where the trains pulled in, and you see that little duplex over by the gift shop? That's old Billy Hitler's place. Yeah. Can you believe that? Sort of an Auschwitz miracle. They kept it in the Hitler family the whole time. Made through thick and thin. It's a Hitler property. Anyway, so I guess it's good all those people died of COVID, probably. Because they refused to get the experimental gene therapy. Which they almost got me with that one when they said gene therapy. Because the gene part I have no problem with. Go ahead, turn me into an X-Men, I don't care. But therapy? No thanks, pal. I'm not gay. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I do hate therapy, though. I think therapy's bullshit. Because they put it under the umbrella of like medicine, which it's not. Like they're like, oh, that's a doctor. That's not even remotely close to a doctor, right? Because the other doctor, you can go for one thing, you know? Well, actually, they don't even treat that. You go to a regular doctor, you're like, my hip hurts. You're like, no, it doesn't. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I'm imagining things. But you go to a therapist, they always want to dig into shit, you know? You're like, I'm not feeling too good. They're like, interesting. Were you ever thinking about having sex with any one of your family members? No, I just want to talk about the one thing. They're more like a mechanic than a doctor, right? Because they always want to go for the upsell, right? It's always something else. You go to a mechanic, you go in, you're like, yeah, I got a problem with my Toyota. They're like, well, for starters, that's not a Toyota. Here we go. They're like, yeah, in fact, it's not even a car. It's just a picture of you being molested. And you're like, what? Well, how much is that going to cost? It's probably going to take years. It's going to be a lot of money. I'm like, I thought it was just a fluid problem. They're like, well, technically, I guess, if you think about it. Sort of, in a way. Yeah. So I can understand why they didn't get the vaccine, I guess. Do you guys care about the vaccine at all? Does anybody care? I don't have an opinion. Good. You still care? Good. I think the pandemic's over. I think it's done. I'm not paying attention to the numbers, but I feel like it's over. I feel like, how I know the pandemic's over? Because Me Too came back. That's how I know. As soon as I saw the headline, Andrew Callahan accused of rape, I was like, guys, the sun's out. The world is healing. We're free to live in love again. And some of us are rapists, I guess. That's probably. We're back to normal, like we've been waiting for, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad it's over, because I full disclosure, I didn't get the vaccine, but I didn't get it because I just didn't want to go to Walgreens. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to leave my house. You told me I didn't have to. They're like a chore? Fuck no. I haven't brushed my teeth in 9 months. I don't know what you're talking about. And it sucked. It sucked because there was no room culturally to be a guy that was too lazy to get the vaccine. You couldn't do it. You had no home in culture, right? Because if you tell anyone that got the vaccine you didn't get it, they're going to think you're a fucking fascist no matter what. And then you can't talk to the anti-vax people because somehow they got their own goddamn science, which was the worst part about the pandemic, was the science and the math. I hated that the most. But you try telling one of them, you're like, yeah, I didn't get the vaccine either. They're like, right, because we don't know what's in all this mRNA stuff. And then I have to be like, oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, that's the problem, is the ingredients. There could be fentanyl in it, or I don't know. What. And I should have gotten it, too. I should have gotten it, because I got COVID like 7 fucking times. I just kept getting it. But it became like an ongoing problem because it was like, I would be like, okay, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get COVID 8 times. And then I'd be like, well, now my eye doesn't work, so does the vaccine bring that back? Otherwise, I don't think I need it. Yeah, I guess I'm just a little stubborn, too. I got a little bad attitude. I got a fucking... Really, I think about it. You know what my politics are? Calvin pissing on anything. Anything at all. Just a picture of Calvin pissing on any word. I'm like, exactly. Those are my thoughts. I was just about to piss on that myself, personally. No, I'm just like stubborn. I think at a certain point, I refuse to get it. For the same exact reason that to this day I still have not seen The Princess Bride. I think it's the same. It's because the most annoying people I've ever met lose their minds when they find out either one of those facts. They're like, what do you mean you haven't? I'm like, I don't know, it sounds like it's for babies. And they're like, no! It's for grown-ups. And it's like, that sounds like you like baby shit, pal. I don't know what to tell you. Sounds like you are into baby stuff. Also, I guess I will say partially I don't really believe the government gives a fuck about anybody's health. As soon as they got involved, I was like, I don't know about this. Because if they did, we would have universal health care, right? They had plenty of time to prove that to us. Plenty of time to prove it, and they blew it. And I believe that health care is a human right? I think everybody should have it, free, easy access. But you have to be careful saying that because it makes you sound like a snob for some reason. I don't understand why. Like, you come off like a snob when you say you believe in universal health care. But I just want to let you know that I didn't come to that opinion by being smart, right? I didn't have to read any fucking books. I didn't have to listen to any Marxist podcasts. In fact, I got to that opinion by being an idiot because here's what I know, if I know anything about the U.S. economy, is somehow in this country, the rule is you can go to Six Flags for free if you drink enough soda. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. You can show up with a bucket full of empty Diet Cokes and be like, look what I did to myself. And they're like, get in there, pal. Go on in. That's like money somehow. And the hospital should work the same way. You should be able to have empty KFC buckets. Like, I'm dying. And they're like, come on in. We'll guess your weight. We'll fucking put you on some rides. The MRI machine's basically a roller coaster. It's basically Six Flags. I know. But I don't know. I guess I kind of feel bad, too, for the anti-vax people. And so I feel like I have to defend those people somewhat. And I don't really do it in person, but I do it online through burner accounts on Twitter. Through accounts I make to fuck with people, I guess, on the internet. And I want to tell you about this. I got a lady pretty good online arguing about the vaccines, right? And she was a Twitter argument lady, so you can imagine what she looked like, right? You know, just the Warby Parker glasses and, you know, just kind of like, not on my watch, like that kind of attitude. And then obviously the Ukraine flag emoji, that's like has to be in there. Which that was another wild thing. That everybody knew what side of that fucking war they were on right away. Here's how dumb I am. I went online, everybody had the Ukraine flag in their profile, and I swear to God, my first thought, I was like, oh, they got a new kind of gay now? They got another one? Yellow and blue? What is that? Is that peeing in the pool? Is that... Am I gay? Am I gay? Because if so, look out, world. I'm a proud pool peer, and I don't care who knows. It's funny, I think about it. That's probably where my conspiratorial thinking started, was when I was a young boy at the public pool. Because you remember that? You remember going to the pool? There would always be like a teacher's pet kid that was like, you know, if you pee in the pool, there's a chemical in the water that turns your pee red, and the lifeguard will see it, and they'll send you to jail, right? And then you're like, oh my God, I don't want to go to jail. I'm 6. I can't... I'll be raped. I can't be a 6-year-old in jail. I won't stand a chance. I don't know. Right, so you don't pee in the pool, right? And then everybody's getting fucking UTIs because of this one liar, this piece of shit fucking liar. And then halfway through the summer, there's like one brave summer day where you're like, okay, fuck it, I'm just going for it, right? And then you look down and it's fine, and you're like, dude, fuck the government, man. Yeah. 9/11 was an inside job. Now I know the truth. I'll march right up to Donald Rumsfeld and piss my pants in his face. I don't care. I got... What happened to the 9/11 guys? I guess they were just proven right. That's a... Now it's just common knowledge. You just go up to somebody's grandma, you're like, you know George Bush is a lizard? And they're like, yes, yes, I know. They're all lizards, and they did 9/11. I know. I'm fully aware, thank you. The 9/11 conspiracy guys, they had a weird trajectory, right? Because they kind of like, they really just like fell off hard and fast. Remember it was like the year after 9/11, they were producing like feature-length, beautiful documentaries on YouTube. That was the only thing on YouTube when it started. It was like child pornography and then beautiful 9/11 documentaries. And now it's the biggest company in the world. Yeah, they made these great documentaries, and then 3 years after that, a 9/11 conspiracy theorist who was just the dumbest guy you know, folding up a $20 bill, trying to show you... trying to show you an optical illusion. Do you know any guys like that? I had a friend that would do that. He'd be like, dude, you gotta see this. This is gonna blow your mind. He spends all his time folding up a $20 bill. He shows it to me. He's like, doesn't it look like the tower's on fire? It's like, no, it looks like your parents should switch to direct deposit. I don't understand why they're giving you cash to do this with. But that was always so funny to me because it's like, what do you think happened, right? Like the fucking CIA was like, okay, plan's ready to go. Ready to blow up the World Trade Center. There's only one step left. The clues. Yep. Yeah, it's clue time. It's time to get the clues out there, so we're gonna have the Treasury team up with Mad Magazine to create a fold-in on the money to tip off this unemployed man. He's going around, he's like, look, it's the Illuminati. And you're like, actually, it's origami. It's What was I talking about? Oh, right, arguing with this poor woman on the internet about the vaccines, right? So look, I'll say this, only so I don't get this taken down from YouTube, but I don't think there's a problem with the vaccines. I don't really care either way. It's just funny to argue with people. But so, I guess an easy argument to make is, if you get the vaccine and you get COVID, maybe it means it doesn't work, right? But whatever, I'm dumb, I'm stupid. And she was quick to point that out. She said, well, you just don't understand how vaccines work because they're kind of like a seatbelt. They won't prevent an accident, but if you get in one, you're going to wish you had one. And I said, oh, okay, I think I understand what you're saying. So you're saying the pandemic, much like a car accident, probably caused by a Chinese person? Is that? Because that sounds racist, ma'am. That sounds pretty racist to me. You gotta stop Asian hate out there, which I hope you guys are doing, by the way. I hope you guys are stopping Asian hate. Because I tell you what, someone's hating Asians, and if it's you, cut it out. Just stop. Just stop it. I love Stop Asian Hate. That's like the best hashtag, right? Because it's so direct and to the point. You know what I mean? You can't argue with it. You can almost see the Chinese influence. They're like, dude, stop right now. Just stop. Just stop it. It's just straight through the middle. Just fucking stop. Like all the other hashtags, I agreed with them in spirit, but they were too, wishy-washy, Like Black Lives Matter, yeah, of course. But you left all lives matter right there for the taking. If it had been hashtag don't kill black people, nobody's gonna be like, well. Hashtag kill black people. That's just my opinion. I'm allowed to share my opinion. Just a psycho with a Jesus fish and hashtag kill black. Well, that's just how I feel. I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah, Me Too. Me Too, granted, that was the first hashtag, but probably the worst named. You know, they should have put a little more thought into that name than Me Too. Really, that's the name you picked to describe what that movement was? Like, imagine you're telling somebody the worst thing that's ever happened to you. And you're like, and nobody believed me, and I had to be in therapy for years. And then somebody just barges in. They're like, oh, yeah, Me Too. Yeah. Yeah, same, basically. Been there, done that, sister. That's it's good, but I don't know. I support all that stuff, I guess. I'm trying to clean up my act. I'm trying to be a better guy. You know, I'm starting a charity. I'll tell you guys this. I can't believe I forgot to tell you already. I'm starting a charity. I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's called 𝗏𝗡𝗄𝐴𝐴𝑑S for AIDS. It's a little charity. And what we do is we buy rollerblades for guys with AIDS. And I know what you're thinking. Those guys already have rollerblades. Yes. You got me there. But as the disease progresses, you lose bone mass, you go down a shoe size, you're going to need new rollerblades, pal. And that's where we come in. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I have been trying to be better, actually. I've been reading in general because somebody told me that reading builds empathy, which I didn't even know what that was, I guess. I've been reading, but, you know, because I'm in my mid-30s now, so I can't read fiction anymore because that doesn't fucking work on you. I don't care. People are like, oh, this is beautifully written. I'm like, shut up. What are you talking about? You read a story. And they lived in love forever and ever. What the fuck are you talking about? You know? I need to find a war I can pretend I died in. That's the kind of, those are the kind of books I can read in my low T 30s. Is a fucking this war history. I'm like, yeah, that's me with the sword. So I've been reading a lot of war history, and I found this out. Apparently, they had something called the French and Indian War. Did you guys know about this? Oof. Imagine how fucking bad that smelled, folks. Oh my God! Whoa! I said both of them? What were they fighting over? The Febreze? I don't know. What the hell? I'm just kidding. I'm not racist. It's just a joke. I'm not racist. I'm not. Unlike Paul Dean, I never say the N-word. I don't say the N-word. I don't think you should. I will say this. There's one exception I make for myself that I think almost every white person makes. It's if I'm in my car by myself listening to rap music. But what can I say? I just really hate rap music. It just really gets on my nerves. I don't know. Those last three are just for me. That's very... No. I really do. I do try to check myself, honestly. And you know what? There's something I want to own up to that I did somewhat recently that I feel kind of bad about, but I want to confess to it. I did something misogynistic, and I'll just tell you what it was. It was a couple years ago during the last Winter Olympics, which I was watching with my then girlfriend, and I killed her. And, she's fine. She's fine. She's both alive and well and also doesn't exist. And I made her up for that. No. We were watching the Winter Olympics, and something happened during the last Winter Olympics that is, it's like kind of the source of frustration for me with comedy, because you get into doing stand-up, if you love it as a kid, you get into doing it because it brings you so much joy. It's like it's this escape, right? But like anything in life, if you start pursuing it, eventually it just becomes technical, right? And it sucks the joy out of it. So now I'll watch the best comedians in the world, right? And what it looks like to me is Matrix code, you know? So it has to be a situation in real life that brings me joy, right? So best comedian, best joke, I just go, that's funny. Deaf guy being chased by bees, I'm like, oh my God, that's fucking perfect. But the problem is those things happen in real life, and then it's your job as a comedian to explain it to the audience why it's funny, and I don't like doing my job, right? So, but during the last Winter Olympics, a thing like that, a very funny situation happened, and I'll tell you guys, I'll just tell you what happened. I'll tell you, here's how they reported it. One of the cross-country skiers, his penis froze off. That's what they said, right? Right? And you guys see, you're barely laughing. You're like, go on. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Of all the ways to lose your dick, I mean, that's fucking... It's like getting sucked into a machine at a Looney Tunes factory and then freezing off at the Winter Olympics. That's the funniest way possible. Because really, build up the image in your head. That's like a 4-hour event. It probably happened halfway through. And this dumbass with that the bullet helmet. It's like, sure, my penis feels weird, but it's the Olympics. I gotta tough it out. It's the Olympics. I'm doing this for Sweden. And he gets across the finish line, and it had been hours. You know, it probably worked its way up the fucking... And they're like, he thinks they're putting the medal on them, and they're like, what is that, a baby carrot? What do you have on them? What do you have under your fucking... Anyways, so we're sitting there. I'm crying, laughing at this man that lost his dick at the Olympics. And I turn to my girlfriend and I say, well, just give him the women's gold medal, obviously. That seems to be the answer. And she quickly fires back. She says, that's really misogynistic. And I was like, fuck, I thought I was being a trans ally. I forgot about it. I'm trying my best here to do the right thing. But she's right. No, she's right. That is misogynistic. It is a misogynistic thought to have, to assume that even the worst dickless guy in the cross-country skiing event would be better than the best woman. But, I mean, cross-country skiing is kind of a joke across the board. It's just cold walking. No one should get a fucking award for that anyways. But, you know, she's right. It is misogynistic. And I genuinely don't want to be a misogynist. I don't want to be any kind of prejudice or whatever. I would want to be a good guy. So I had to do some soul searching. I said, well, why do I have thoughts like this, right? Is it something innate in me that makes me bad? Or, like most things, is it society's fault, right? And you would be surprised to learn that it's society. It is. It's society. It is society's fault, yeah. Because I blame the education system. I do. I mean that, because I was thinking about this, and this is real. I was thinking about this, and I was thinking back to elementary school, and I remembered that we didn't do women's history, right? Which, it doesn't seem that absurd to just throw that out there at face value, but if you think about it, we definitely had other identity-based history units, right? Like, we had Native American history, which, to be fair, was mostly, hey, come to school dressed like a Native American. Which probably did more harm than good. I don't know if that really helped. But we had Black History Month. I remember that. I'm sure you guys did too. You remember that? February roll around, they'd be like, hey, you like peanut butter? Well, have I got news for you, pal? Yeah, the peanut butter. That was them. No, not the grape jelly, the peanut butter. Yeah. The grape jelly was us. They did the peanut butter. I know you would think that it would be the other way, but... Yeah, it's crazy. It's sort of like the jazz of sandwiches. It's awesome how that kind of worked out. And then, of course, you get to the end of February, be like, did black people invent anything other than peanut butter? And they'd be like, whoa, look at the time. I guess we don't want a revolution here. Might as well close the book now, I guess. But we never did women's history. That was just not one of the units that we did, which is funny to me because I was thinking, like, did they teach us about any women in history? And there was only 2 names that I could recall. It was Amelia Earhart and Helen Keller, which is very funny that they were planning the curriculum and they were like, hey, we got to do women's history. Who are the most important women of all time? We only got room for 2, so they better be good. Okay, here we go. I got one. How about some lady that was so bad at flying, they never found her. Just gone forever without a trace. That is the best girl pilot we ever had, so we'll... Bon voyage, ladies. We'll put her in there. And we need one more. Oh, I know. How about a little girl that was so disabled, people were like, damn. Oh my God. She's trying to talk to a doorknob. We got to put this in the history book. This is like their Ben Franklin, basically. Severely disabled little girl. Yeah, it was crazy. Anyone else do the thing, too, where your brain, like, confuses Helen Keller and Anne Frank? The thing where they just merge. Like, I have that. It's the same process as, like, fucking those two, Gary Busey and Nick Nolte. My brain's like, that's the same guy. And then Michael Douglas and Martin Sheen. It's like, it's like your brain doing, like, a mini racism. You know, where it just picks two people and like, yeah, look at all these Gary Buseys over here. You know, it's just fucking the two of them. But yeah, Anne Frank and Helen Keller, that's a weird one, right? Because they have nothing in common, other than they were both, like, little girls. And one couldn't speak, and the other one wasn't allowed to. I guess that's probably been... I guess it would have been pretty fucking bad if they had Helen Keller in that attic. That would have been a tough job. Just like, I'm trying my best. What do you have up there, a monster? Bring us the monster! Bring the monster down here now! They probably would have just left her there. They're like, yeah, this is worse than anything we could do. To just be trapped in a prison under your face. I think that's probably a fate worse than death. With Helen Keller, too, wasn't it just, it was like her caretaker was the only person that could, like, talk to her, right? Did anyone check? Was there any way to check? Because that could have just been, like, just some... It was just some lady that was like, I can talk to her. I can talk to monsters. I can speak to them. Give me a book deal. I'll speak to the monster for you. I'll let you know when she's in love. The monster's saying she's in love. If that lady was lying, that is the most important woman in history. It's like the greatest con man that ever lived was actually a woman, kids. There was a brave lady that took advantage of a disabled girl and made millions of dollars. That's your Gordon Gekko, basically. I don't know. Those were the kind of jobs we used to have 100 years ago, back when things were cooking. It was all good jobs. Every job was being a different type of liar, basically. There's no fun jobs like that anymore. There's only one that's close, which is being the guy at Apple that comes up with the new emojis every update. That is an 1880s liar's job. Because everyone else at Apple has to be a computer programmer, and then there's one guy that gets to show up at every update meeting being like, poof, okay, here's my 10 guys I drew, so wow. Yeah, good job, team. We all worked the same hard as each other on this one. So I'm gonna go to lunch, but yeah, that's a wrap, definitely. But why that job's really good is because, like, I don't know if you pay attention to the new emojis every update, but there's always, like, 90% of them are bullshit, but they always throw in 4 or 5 that are just bait for Fox News. That's it. That's the only reason they're in there. Like, every time it'll be a snowman or a takeout food box or an Indian guy marrying a dog, and then fucking... Sean Hannity sees it, and he's like, what the fuck is this? Stay away from my dog, Vikram. You know, he loses his fucking mind. Like the last update. You remember the last update? It was the pregnant man emoji that fucking they went crazy. Which they didn't even say it was a pregnant man. It was just a guy doing this. He could have just been full. You don't even know. He could have just eaten too much cum. You don't know that he was pregnant, right? But then Tucker saw it and he's like, it's the end of the world. Want to use your iPhone? Time to get nutted in. It's the future Apple wants. What is going on? Who wants this? Who wants to eat cum to use their phone? I miss that show. It's so funny to watch and imagine like a 95-year-old being like, I have to eat cum now. They've been addicted to Fox News forever. Tucker says I have to eat cum, or grandson won't call us anymore. Yeah, that update was funny too because one of the other like sort of baity emojis they added was, I guess I don't really know the word for it. I guess you would call it the Stephen Hawking style wheelchair, you know? Like not just motorized, but like the fucking command center and like the whole deal. And how I know it was bait is because one of the default emojis had like a woman with short cropped windswept hair. So it had this like out of my way, I'm disabled kind of vibe to it. Like, I'm on my way to girl boss the parking spots. And it was funny to me that they put that in there because they already had a regular wheelchair emoji. And I guess that's fine. It's like representation or something. But like, what is the conversation we're making the distinction between those two types of wheelchairs is remotely acceptable via emoji, right? Like, who would you be talking to where they're like, oh, I'm disabled, by the way? You're like, interesting. Are you regular wheelchair? Or Stephen Hawking wheelchair? You're like, oh, I'm Stephen Hawking wheelchair. You're like, oh, great, we'll have dinner at your place then, I guess. Seems to make the most sense because I don't have the van with the big battery or whatever. You guys miss him, by the way? You guys miss Stephen Hawking? Good, good. I did a show, I asked, and one guy was like, he was a fucking nerd. Coming all aggro about it. Which is very funny, because the guy was right. He was a nerd. But you just don't think about Stephen Hawking on, like, the nerd-jock continuum. Because you'd think he would have escaped that at some point in his life. It's hilarious to imagine a 65-year-old Stephen Hawking leaving a lecture hall at Princeton being like, and that's the way the universe works. Then he goes outside, and there's just a guy in a Letterman jacket that's like, yes. Hey, boys, here comes Wheels. Let's fucking get his ass. He's like, please stop. Leave me alone. His hair's gray. Take his computer. Look up gay porn on his computer. Pull up guys fucking on there. Hey, everybody, look what the nerd's looking at. Yeah, sometimes women will get mad, too. Like, I've had women be like, well, you know, he cheated on his wife. And I'm like, tell me exactly what happened, right? He cheated on his wife. And it's like, everybody knows that, too. Which is like, how did that story get out other than his wife telling people? Which that's got to be why. Can you imagine being one of her friends? And you're like, how's it going? She's like, tough week. Steven cheated on me. And then you have to be like, oh. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened. I guess that's tough, definitely. I personally miss him a lot. I didn't at first. He was like one of those celebrities that died and I didn't give a shit, and then I missed him later. Which I guess really the only other example of that is Paul Walker, probably. Yeah. That one hit me, right? Because you remember the headline when Paul Walker died? It said, Paul Walker dies in fiery car crash. I had the same reaction as every other American. I said, yeah, that is ironic. That is a irony. Then Fast and Furious 6 came out, and I cried, and I cried. And I mean, Stephen Hawking, same thing. I bet they chill. I bet they're friends, wherever they wound up. Paul Walker and Stephen Hawking. Paul Walker's like, let's see how fast we can get this chair together. Let's see if we can get a 10-second chair out of you, dude. He's just like fucking with the oxygen tank. He's like, dude, is this NOS? Like, Stephen Hawking's head's just getting bigger. Please stop. You're killing me more. Please stop it. I'll tell you, my favorite thing about Stephen Hawking, the thing I love the most about him is I love that he had glasses. That always tickled me. That was always so funny to me. That Stephen Hawking had glasses? Like, to be that fucked up, and then you're still like, I think something's wrong with my eyes. I think I better get my eyes checked out before this gets any worse. I think that's can you imagine Stephen Hawking just bashing his way into a lens crafter's? Can you help me? They're like, no. You need like a battery or something. Not a fucking eye exam. I don't know why you think. I tell you what I didn't like, though, is that Stephen Hawking movie. That thing was a bummer. The top to bottom. Even the name, Theory of Everything. That's not the name of his theory, right? It was like they got somebody's cousin from Staten Island to write the whole thing. Somebody was like, hey, Tony, give us a Stephen Hawking movie. He's like, yeah, no problem. I got your Stephen Hawking movie right here. All right, yeah. No, so check this out. All right, so he's Stephen Hawking. He's a scientist. This guy's a fucking genius, right? So, yeah, no, he came up with the theory of
fucking everything, this guy. So, yeah, he came up with everything. All right, and so here's the movie. He's normal, and then he's retarded. That's it. So, that's it. Give me the Oscar. And that is the movie. I don't know if you've seen the movie. That's the narrative arc of that movie. It starts off, he's walking around. He has his original voice. Did you ever hear his original voice? He was like, I think I'm going to go to university for math. Did you know he sounded like that? He had that 𝗟𝗵𝗵𝗶 voice. I saw that, and I was like, wow. So he was retarded the whole time. What an uplifting story about this man who triumphed over odds. But yeah, no, the worst part about the movie is that guy did win. He won like the best actor award that year for that fucking movie. And I don't think it was a good performance because like Stephen Hawking in real life, he had ALS, which is a degenerative disease. It gets worse and worse. Remember Ice Bucket Challenge? Right, yeah. Well, I guess you remember that, but not ALS. I guess it didn't really work. Yeah, so that's what Stephen Hawking had. He had ice bucket disease. No, but it's like a degenerative disease, right? And I guess that can be hard for an actor to portray, right? At one point, they can put him in the wheelchair, but leading up to that, he has to show this process of degeneration. And the way he chose to do that is at a certain point during the movie, he's wearing glasses, but he starts doing this like Jerry Lewis, like... He's like, my knees don't feel too good. And then the Academy Awards saw it and they were like, that was the best performance of the year. That's probably exactly how it happened at Cambridge University. They were sending him to class looking like the nutty professor, I guess. Anyways, that's the last naughty thing I have to say. I'm glad you guys aren't mad at that. I had a lady get mad at me. She said it was ableist to make fun of Stephen Hawking, which I disagreed with, right? Because I said it can't be, because he's dead, right? Yeah. And I believe that. I don't think you can be ableist to somebody that's dead, right? If you think it's ableist to make fun of Stephen Hawking now, that means you think he's still in the chair in heaven, right? Hello? And that would be a pretty fucked up heaven, I'd imagine. Can you believe that? You do the best math in the world for 80 years, you finally get up there, you're like, can I please get some pussy? And they're like, nope, back in the chair, pal. Yeah, we got math up here too. There's numbers you crunch. All right, that's it for me. You guys are good. Thank you so much. Keep it going for Adam. I appreciate it so much. Get home safe. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
して恋のプログラムを狂わせないでね出会いと別れ上手に打ち込んで時間が来れば終わる Don't hurry
「 「
century. By the end of century. Can't you see? You're gonna waste some time that you can never take again. I can't see. Do you really wanna carry on with such a game? 𝗪𝗏𝗺 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗲𝗀 By the end of century.
知ら